No?
Okay, most loathsome company. This one is an absolutely easy one, slam dunk. It is PG&E, who this year was charged with felonies and manslaughter in the death of 4 people because of the wildfires that they started because of their inability to maintain their power infrastructure throughout the state of California. Very rare that a for-profit corporation gets charged with felony murder and manslaughter. So I think that's a pretty easy one.
What do you got, Friedberg?
I think one day the human race will look back and identify animal agriculture as worse than human slavery. I do think that will be a profound realization over the next century for our species. And as
wait,
such,
did you say worse than human slavery?
I believe that's what we will realize, because the scale of death caused by animal agriculture.
Okay. Oh, I understand now what you're saying.
The birth to death cycle that these animals live in cages with no ability to touch or interact with their families.
Wow.
The hurt, the pain, it's extraordinary. And part of my work that I do day to day is to figure out ways that we can use science to replace animal agriculture. So the penultimate kind of animal agriculture processor in the US is Tyson Foods. They are the most loathsome company to me. And I stick by my answer.
Can I give you a counterpoint?
Yeah.
But it's delicious.
It's a joke. Don't.
No, here we go.
That's not cool. I mean, that was a spicy take. I mean, to take the human suffering of slavery and then equate it, but you added their murder.
But honestly, Friedberg, like but the thing is, look, you've never eaten any form of animal protein, so how do you know what you're missing?
It's true, but he does know about cruelty.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think there's any winners in this conversation at this point.
Yeah, this is a longer pod. We could do this another time.
Fried chicken is really delicious.
Oh, man.
So is a good steak.
Okay, we got to stop. I'm hungry. Sacks, did you have a, besides Tyson Foods, who do you got?
Okay, most
Twitter
loathsome
for
company.
censoring you and putting a label on your thing?
No,
is it
the
Twitter?
most loathsome company, I had the New York Times. A new book came out this year in 2021
spicy.
called The Gray Lady Winked. The author, Ashley Rinsberg, details decades of misinformation and agenda-driven journalism published by the Times. Starting in the 1930s, they had a Nazi sympathizer as their German correspondent. They covered up Stalin's genocide in Ukraine. They assisted Fidel Castro's rise to power in Cuba. They lied us into Vietnam and Iraq. They perpetuated the Russian collusion hoax. More recently, the New York Times has gone all in on woke journalism and cancel culture, purging anyone from its ranks who commits a transgression against woke sensibilities. From Brian Armstrong to Kyle Rittenhouse, they've routinely smeared people as racist with no evidence to back it up. Remember, they are not a nonprofit. They are a corporation, and they have an agenda. New York Times, most loathsome company in my view.
And David, can I double down on this? I posted, Nick, maybe you can find this, but there was an article in the Washington Post that I put into the group chat where the Washington Post article was effectively like Washington Post forced to revisit journalism practices because of falling click-through rates and lack of viewership. So in a post-Trump era,
because of Trump, yeah,
post-Trump era, 2 years on, the number of premium subscribers that WAPO has pretty materially changed, I guess, and so they're revisiting what they're trying to write. And as you can imagine, they're going to err towards more clickbait. And it's the same for the Times. And so, to your point, we have to remember that these things are not run as public trusts. They're run as for-profit businesses.
Yep.
We've seen what other for-profit businesses do as it relates to information and misinformation and disinformation. And so you have to heavily discount what you read in these places.
Information after profits, trust.
And this is why
growth.
tech leaders and other people are increasingly going direct, as we talked about all year in the pod.
Go direct.
They are not the paper of record anymore. Direct is the new. The internet is the paper of record.
I mean, look at this podcast. I mean, I think we're going direct. We get more views on this than any other press hit we could ever do, and we get to talk to you.
I think we've probably eclipsed MSNBC, any show and we're probably going to pass CNBC and Fox by the end of this year.
Sure. So for me, I would pick the MyPillow guy, but that's not a real company. So I just picked Meta, which is just so obvious. I just think,
bro, you have these themes. You're so after Facebook. You're super tilted about Facebook. You're super tilted about Senator Karen.
Yes.
They just keep cropping up in every category.
I know. It's hard for me not to pick